Growing up, I was taught to always be nice to people, sacrifice for their needs, give people what attention they all needed. What happens when they start taking advantage? For me, it led to the guilty of saying no, stressing you out of your own personal things you need to do. What setting boundaries are. Setting healthy boundaries does not mean you are cold. It does not mean you are selfish. And it does not mean you don't care. Healthy boundaries are simply the limits we create for our own peace, our time, and emotional well-being. They help us love others without losing ourselves in the process. Boundaries are like personal limits that protect your time, energy, and sanity. They are essential, important for a balanced life. Think of them as no filter, okay? You're not trying to be someone else. You are you. You want to be yourself. And I said again, setting boundaries don't mean you are selfish. Okay? It doesn't mean you don't care. It is you prioritizing self-care over anything else because you want your peace. Now, this is why boundaries feel hard. For many of us, boundaries feel uncomfortable because we were taught that that was what love means. Yeah, that love means sacrifice. Sacrifice all that you got to people. Make them to feel good rather than your own self. Okay? Come to think of it, why should you make others feel good? And you yourself, you are not. There is a question mark there. We were taught to always be available, always understanding, always strong when we are weak, when we are wallowing, when we are, crying within, we were taught to be strong. So when we finally need rest, we feel guilty, which is bad. It's not good. It should be when you need rest, you rest. And when you need to take break from certain things, from certain actions, you take them without not feeling guilty, with the peace of mind that you're doing this for yourself. Oh yes. Then they will tell me, that you should always be there for your sisters, for your brothers, for your friends. Even friends now don't even understand. They begin to take advantage of every single actions you do to them, every single thing you render to them. They take it as their rights. They don't understand the action again you are trying to put into them. They don't. Sometimes it's good to tell the person that needs to hear no. No, don't compromise. Now, these are the signs that you're overextending and you need to step back. You really need to step back with yourself. You should know how to manage yourself. You always feel stress or burnout. Why should you see all the reasons to accommodate, even inconveniencing your own self. You try to help. Even when you are burnt out, you try to help. You should know that you need a break at that moment. That point that you feel so stressed, you should take a break. Saying yes to things you don't want to do. Just like I said earlier, you should know when to say no. This is something that affected me, and I am dishing it out to you. If you're in this shoe, always know when to say no to them. Don't always compromise things. Don't always accept what you cannot do. It's not right. Tell them you can't. Even some of them are now taking it as their own right that you should do this, even when they know you are helping them. They don't take it as help again. They take it that it is your responsibility to do this particular thing. I know of a friend. He came to me, was actually a good friend. He came to me. He asked for a particular amount of money. After not paying what I lent out to you, which is bad. Okay, I understand like what it is. So you are my brother, right? I should help, okay? So I gave you the money. Again, where is your conscience? Like some persons don't have conscience. And just like that, you don't even remember paying back. That is bad. Neglecting self-care. Even you yourself, you need some care. You need to take care of yourself. You need not to always, stress yourself over what you cannot do. That boundaries will help you. Setting boundaries, healthy boundaries would help you. Prioritize self-care is really important. Now, you always feel resentful or taken for granted. People don't understand the things you do for them. You always feel bad. Because at this point, you've done enough. You've done what you can contain. So you expect them to appreciate. You expect them to take the things you've done for them serious. But yet, they take advantage of it. They take it for granted because they don't know what you do for them. So this is why you yourself should step back. Know that you are overextending yourself. Take time to learn about how to limit yourself. Take time to do that. Even I myself, I'm learning, and this is something that's worked for me. Okay, try to step back when you are overextending yourself. If you feel drained after every conversation, if your own needs always come last, or if you feel guilty choosing yourself, these are not signs of love. They are not. They are signs that your own soul is tired and it needs to rest. It needs to take a break. Take care of yourself before something happens to you. You might be asking if someone can fall into depression with this. Yes, because you are not finding your own self comfortable again. Okay? Now, these are what stepping back really means. Stepping back does not mean abandoning people. It means you choosing yourself without hatred, bitterness. It means saying no when your heart is overwhelmed. It means taking space to heal. You need to heal. You don't need to always overburden yourself with people's needs. You yourself, you're in need on your own. So take care of yourself. It means protecting your peace. You need peace, and so you should protect, guide it with all you've got, because these people you're stretching yourself for will not be there to help you. Most of the times, when things go bad, you realize that you end up not helping yourself because you were helping others initially. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, which is not right. Prioritize yourself. Set those boundaries that need to be set. Even when others don't understand, obviously they don't always understand because you put yourself out there to help them. And then they never realize that you yourself need help, which is bad. Now, here is how to set healthy boundaries. The first step is for you to acknowledge your limits. Know when you can't contain it again. Know when you are tired. Know when your heart says you should say no. Not just you want to say yes to please. Don't please people. Okay? Please yourself. First, remember you cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to be filled for you to fill others. So, acknowledge your limits. The second step is communicating clearly and kindly. You need not to explain your pains to everyone. Okay? But try to communicate to them. Try to let them understand. Not all, they don't always understand anyway, but try to explain yourself to them, at least for explaining sake. And thirdly, try to be consistent. Boundaries only work where you honor them too. So when you tomorrow you say yes, and the next day you say no, trying to change, you are still trying to adapt to who you are not. It's not right. When you say no, always mean no. Not after saying no today, tomorrow you will say yes to them. And then you cry, you go inside and cry that this is not what you mean. I should have, oh no, I should have said no and stand my ground and do this and do that. You feel that guilty again. You blame yourself. When you say no, move out. Don't stand and look at them. Don't even entertain whatsoever they're trying to tell you. Boundaries you need to be consistent with yourself. Your thoughts, you need to discipline it, because boundaries only work when you honor them. I need you to know this. Guilt may show up. Obviously, you are trying to adapt in yourself. You're trying to limit yourself to some certain actions of yours. So guilt may show up. But guilt does not always mean you are wrong. Yes, it does not. Sometimes guilt simply means you are doing something new, something different. You are changing into a new way. Okay? And that is the way of saying yes, always saying yes to, choosing no when it's necessary to say no. You are changing from not always trying to be nice, but then being kind to them. You are not responsible for how people react to your healing. You are not. You deserve a relationship that, protects your peace. You deserve a relationship that protects your peace and not to punish it. Choosing yourself, I repeat again, choosing yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. It is important. Sometimes stepping back is the bravest form of self-love. Know the difference between yes and maybe. Always say no without guilt. Don't push yourself so hard. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to reflect. Where exactly in your life do you need to choose peace today? So how are you doing on setting boundaries? Share your tips or your struggles in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.